So anyway, my name is Gloria Parker, and I am here at the office of Dr. Anglada in Costa Rica. And you'll get to meet him in a minute. He's a very beautiful man, inside and out. But what I wanted to record now is I wanted to record how this all started for me, basically. So 12 years ago, I was in a predicament, to say the least. I had a dentist tell me that I had no bone here. Well, I knew that was true because I had one tooth that was part of a bridge, and then the bridge broke from around it, so there was just this one little peg. And what he said was true, the dentist in America, because I literally got up there and took my finger around that tooth and just plucked it. Wow, how interesting. So anyway, the dentist told me that it was going to cost $65,000. This was 12 years ago. Interesting. $65,000. So it was devastating news. And even as bad as that is, he also said, and I'm not sure we can do what you need done here, because the way they explained it to me, I'll put it in pretty simple terms. When you have bone loss, like I had, your sinuses are here, they're laid on top. And when this bone is gone, the sinuses will just drop down. So not only did I need a good dentist, I needed a surgeon. So it was pretty horrible news, actually, thinking about it, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I have a very good friend, her name is Gwen, and Gwen was living in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was out with a friend to lunch, and her friend was talking about her friend who literally lived in Dunwoody, which was, 15 minutes down the road from me. And she said to Gwen, I have a friend that doesn't live far from you that I'd like you to meet. She said she's a lovely gal, you'll really like her. And Gwen said, yeah, I'd love to meet her. And she said, and Gwen was coming into town once a month into Atlanta. So she said, next time I go into Atlanta, maybe I'll, invite her to lunch or dinner. And her friend said, yeah, well, it'll be a little while because she's in Costa Rica getting her dental work done. So, of course, Gwen went, really? She knew what trouble I was in. So that's what happened. Gwen came to town. We called this gal, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. We met her at a restaurant. We looked at her teeth. And we asked about her experience. And she told us, she said, I know it's dental, but I actually get giddy because the work these doctors do there are so unbelievable. They're so different. And she said, me and my whole family go. And we meet down there and vacation while we're getting our dental work done. And she said, it's amazing. So anyway, we all decided to go, me and two of my girlfriends. Or no, I think the first trip I just came with Gwen, actually. And the very first trip, something extraordinary happened. I thought. And what happened was, I go to the office, I go upstairs, and the nurses, and I meet everybody, and the nurse says to me, Claudia, come downstairs with me. We need x-ray. And I said, okay. We need panorama x-rays, okay? So I go downstairs, and I'm sitting in the waiting area, and a couple minutes go by, not much, and I hear a psst, psst, and I look over at the door, and here's the nurse, and she's waving me over, like out, outside. So I get up and I go out, and we start walking back up the stairs, and she says to me, Dr. Anglada is furious. And I went, why? She said, he said, you are not waiting 15 minutes for an x-ray. So my response to that, of course, was, so honey, none of you people have ever been to the United States of America, right? And she said, we're gonna just do small x-ray. I went, small x-ray. So my whole body went into a panic because I had been through many, many, many times of small x-ray. By the time they take your whole mouth in every angle that they can take and have you bite at every uncomfortable spot, and you're bleeding and you're in pain, I just went, oh no, here we go. And so I was bracing for some really a hard trip, a hard visit, a hard everything. So I sit down in the chair, and this lady, she put one of them small x-rays here, went behind the curtain and click, here, click, here, click, here, click, click, click. In minutes, like a few minutes, it's done. She said, thank you. I went, what do you mean, thank you? She said, oh, we're done. Another couple minutes goes by, and here's Dr. Anglada sitting right next to me at my chair. And the computer screen in front, and my whole entire mouth is on the screen. And this man goes over every tooth and what he thought was needed. But he did say to me, I don't know until I get in about the sinus lift. He was really upfront about it. And I said, well, it is what it is, isn't it? And he said, well, we'll make do with, the work, but if I can raise those sinuses, I will. And then we're going to put bone there. And then we're going to do implants. And I said, well, let's just hope that can happen. So that's what happened, guys. It's a very interesting trip. He told me take the next day off. And because this was like, no, that was in the morning. As soon as we got off the plane, we went right to his office. So this was, I had the whole afternoon. He said, take the afternoon off. And tomorrow, but then at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, Memo, the driver, will come and get me, and we will do the surgery. Is that okay? So that's exactly what happened, okay? When he woke me up, or when I woke up from the anesthesia, because, I did pay to be put out. And one of the nice things about him is he will be very truthful. if you don't need to pay the money for the anesthesia, which is different than none of them do it, they bring in somebody, the guy sits with you and monitors you the whole time. So when you do that, that money just goes straight to them. So it's like, I think back then, 12 years ago, it was $300 or $400. I think now it's, I want to say it's $7 now for the anesthesia. So anyway, if you're a real wimp like me, you might want to come down with the extra $700 and just say, hello. For years I did that. Hello, I love you guys. Where's the guy? Because I didn't want to be awake for any of it. And that's pretty much what I did. So I don't know. I mean, all I can tell you is this. When I woke up, Dr. Anglada, he looked down and he said to me, we did it. He said, we did it. The sinus lift is done and the bone is in place. And I went, really? Oh my God. I hadn't heard that kind of good news in a while, so I was very, very appreciative. But more than that, I felt confident because it's the whole package here. It's not just this is good and that's good, or a piece of it's good and you gotta find the good. No, it's not like that. These guys are genuine, true, great family people. They're native to Costa Rica. Their families have been here forever. They're known. Everybody knows if you have anything serious that you need to address, this is where you go. Pretty simple. Just pretty simple. So that was my experience, okay? And I can tell you this. His implants cost $900 today. Back then, I don't remember what they were. I want to say they were 6 or 7, maybe, I don't know. And don't remember the price I told you that the United States wanted? Back then, they were still getting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 of implant. So I didn't have options. So I have some people that, say to me, like, how could you leave the country? I went, how could I not? How could I not leave the country? So through the last 12 years, I've made many friends here. I haven't seen a whole lot. I've been to a volcano. I've been to a resort at a volcano. I've been to Jaco, which is great for surfing, and spent some time at the beach. So it's been pretty cool. But basically, I know all the good restaurants, because if, even if I can't eat, the days before the surgery, or, I'm an old restaurant girl, an old bartender restaurant girl. That's how I've always lived my life, in really good restaurants. So I know I send out all the best restaurants. And so I'm thinking that you might really want to consider doing this. It's not scary. There's nothing not good about it. The rooms will run you about, I stay at the El Sesteo across the street here, because it makes it convenient. But they send drivers for you. The drivers are fab. I just can't tell you how awesome it is to have this kind of care, to be this confident, and to save usually, 25 to 30% of the bill that you get in the States. So it's like 30% the cost. So a girlfriend of mine just got a price, $100,000 here. That would be $25,000. And for